Well, to all you IPS investors, can you believe that the end of this majestic World Cup is actually starting to happen? Tonight behind me, we've got the Saints Fan Fest, we've got the Parlotones playing live, and tonight is the semi-finals with Uruguay playing the Netherlands. I've been to a lot of games and Uruguay has spoiled my party every time, so tonight I hope and I pray that the Netherlands go all the way. But what does it actually mean from a South African perspective? This World Cup has been absolutely amazing. You know, for many, many years, since 2004, I've been selling the dream of what the World Cup would mean to South Africa. The statistics are phenomenal. I believe in terms of the future, it'll be very similar to what the Barcelona Olympics did with regards to the Spanish property. And my hypothesis is that it was the Barcelona Olympics and over 150,000 people returning to Spain because of those Olympics and actually buying property. Can you hear those vuvuzelas? Now, what I believe with South Africa is that you take those BBC reporters standing in front of the beautiful Table Mountain. You think of all the times that the foreign tourists have spoken so majestically about our country. It gives me goosepimples every single time I hear them talk. But the question is, what next? What is going to come after the World Cup? I believe our country has done us proud and put this country on a mantle like never before, where the world can not only trust us, but they can understand the opportunity. But the question I've also got is that we're also going into a very interesting time right now. You know, there's a lot of uncertainty around the world. And I was reading a book recently by Stephen Covey, and he believes that the new currency of the future is that of trust. Do you know that in England and in America, only 34% of people in America actually trust one another, 29% in the UK. Less than 50% of people around the world actually trust their bosses, and in England it's less than 34%. When one looked at grad students, the number of grad students that cheated to get into grad school, those that were doing arts was 52%, the law students was 62%, the business students was 75%. And very, very worryingly, they did a morality test, and criminals had a higher morality than MBA students. So where does that leave us in the terms of the new economy? Everything is going the social media network. Everything is going the trust route. People need to understand and collaborate. People want to work together. And when one comes to property, now this is an interesting scenario. More and more, it is becoming better to work with others to take advantage of the property opportunities. The banks are making it very difficult for us to get financing and to take access to the fantastic opportunities that exist, not only here in South Africa, but overseas. Now there's an analogy, when the birds migrate, you know when the birds migrate those thousands and thousands of miles, 25 birds flying in a flock can actually fly 70% further than one bird flying on its own. I believe that property, and my vision for property, is that we are all going to collaborate. We are going to look at both local markets and international markets. But to do it, we are going to have to work together. We are going to have to get the right partners. We are going to have to get the right people that we want to collaborate with. And then ultimately, we will be able to take the most opportunity that is out there at the moment and where we find ourselves with regards to where the market is. Now, from an IPS perspective, we both have an offering both locally and overseas to take advantage of those property markets. So the question is, the World Cup is coming to an end. It's been everything and more we could ever have dreamed of. Where to next? Well, I will go back to not watching so much football and go back to my passion, which is property. I believe that collaboration is the way of the future. We've got some fantastic opportunities coming up. We're also going to be hosting a number of webinars with other South African property experts, with both the local and the offshore market. So come along and watch those. But for now, go out and enjoy the rest of the World Cup. I'm off to go and party at the fan zone tonight and have some fun. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, it's time for my vuvuzela.